Alright guys, so a couple of you know about this little YZ project I picked up. I got it a couple weeks ago from a kid that was 13. This is a 2002 YZ85, and when I got it, it was a complete basket case. The only thing attached was the frame was attached to the swing arm and the forks. Nothing else was together. Every nut and bolt was ripped off of it. So I went through. I picked the bike up for 150 bucks, and I think all in I've got about 400 into this thing. So it's got new graphics and plastics. The handlebars that were on here had the Renthal aluminum bars, and they were all bent up. So I had a set of flies sitting around from another project that I did that I decided I didn't really like those bars for. So luckily I had some sitting around to throw on there. This on-off switch is an aftermarket one from Rocky Mountain, and it's backwards. So now off is on is off. I have the original one for the bike, but it was missing the back strap right here. That was the only thing that this kid lost, and he completely dismantled this bike when he was 11 years old. So I was pretty impressed that that was the only thing that was missing. So anyone that saw the bike right when I first got it, the engine was completely dismantled. Just in a million pieces. The kid had no idea what he was doing. Not really sure how an 11-year-old was allowed to tear a bike apart that far, but he was. So he said he didn't know what was wrong with it. It took me about 10 seconds of looking at it to tell he had broke the back skirt off the piston on the intake side. And luckily he noticed as it was happening that it was going bad. So he was out riding, started losing power, and he said that he just shut it down because he didn't know what was going on. And must have been right almost exactly when he killed the engine, the skirt broke off completely, and it ended up dropping into the bottom end as it was slowing down to stop. So the piston skirt was broken into 3 pieces just from getting hit by the crank, but it didn't really do any damage to the crank. Bearings were good. I split the cases and tore everything apart, and everything looked all right. So I put a new jug on there from eBay for $54, put a new top end in it, and one of the reeds was cracked from a piece of the piston hitting the reed. So I put some Boysen Pro reeds in it, the dual stage ones, carbon fiber and fiberglass. It's already got this FMF gold fatty pipe and the whatever this Q technology, a quiet technology silencer is. It's pretty nice. Put new brake pads on it, front and rear, because they were literally metal on metal. The sprockets didn't even have any teeth left on them when I picked the bike up, so I had to replace front and rear sprockets. Chain, surprisingly, was still in decent shape, so I reused that for now. Needed to put a new petcock on it because that one was leaking all over the place. Other than that, I mean, the bike is a stock 2002. It's definitely not jetted correctly. It loads up really bad at low end, but once it gets up on the pipe, this thing screams. I actually bought it for my 11-year-old daughter to replace her CR50F or CRF 50F. And to be totally honest, this bike is a little bit too much for her right now, but when she's ready for it, it'll be hers. So I was just kind of joking around, but who knows? Maybe I'll bring this thing to the races. Won't be planning on racing it, but you know, you never know when my bike might let me down, and if I have the decals on the number plates, just hop on this one and finish the race, because this thing's a screamer. It's fast. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll bring it up to Brain Dead with me. At least show some of you guys. And yeah, so let's go get something on, and we'll take it for a quick rip and let you guys see how it runs. So see you in a second. First kick, always fun. only being an 85, when the power band hits with my 220-pound butt on it, it has no problem picking the front wheel up. This has a lot of power for a little bike. It's pretty shocking, really. But like I said, you can tell on the low end, it's pretty fat. It gargles pretty good, but boy, once you get on the pipe, it feels good.